Is it even really a video intro for me if I don't have at least 2 to 3 different beverages in my hands at the start of the day? I don't really know. I hope you all have been having a lovely summer. I've been taking a bit of a break from vlogging, but I've had a great time. I went on 2 really awesome trips with Dylan. We went to Vancouver, Canada, and then also got to explore Olympic National Park as sort of a combo birthday anniversary trip, and it was so fun. But at the same time, I am very excited to settle in and sort of enjoy this last month of summer and get back to my cozy routines. If you're into astrology, I am a Cancer sun, but Sagittarius moon and rising. So I feel like I'm always at war with myself internally. Like the Cancer part of me just wants to be at home and cuddle with my dogs, and then the Sagittarius part of me is like, I want to go explore and do something random and see the world and go on all these hikes. So I feel like I'm always trying to find a balance between the two. It's been great to take a little bit more time off of work and posting all the time on social media and just sort of be in the moment and experience life. However, I am working today and I'm going to be showing you all of the delicious summer inspired meals that I've been making. My food philosophy has changed a lot throughout my life, but I think the last 4 or 5 years has been pretty consistent with intuitive eating, and that food doesn't have to be overly fancy or complicated to be delicious. I still love to focus on whole foods whenever possible and to eat in-season produce because it tastes better and it's more affordable. But ultimately, I just love showing easy and simple recipes that you can make and follow exactly, or that you can make with your own twist. And just like the average person, I'm not making something elaborate every single day. I like to keep things pretty simple, especially when I am working from home, but that doesn't mean I'm still not enjoying it. So I spent most of the morning on my computer editing some future photos for the blog. There's some recipes I'm really excited about. I thought I'd give you guys a little sneak peek before I head downstairs and make my lunch. I made this roasted tomato pasta sauce that I'm really excited about. I've also really been into no-knead bread that you make in a Dutch oven, and I have this no-knead everything bagel bread. It's like super seedy and delicious. Look at that crumb structure. Okay, and last one, I made these crispy ranch potatoes. Look how delicious they get in the oven, and then you like sprinkle fresh herbs on top of them. Look at that, they're so good. Before I make my lunch, I'm going to harvest some stuff from my garden, who's the sponsor of today's video. So this garden, it's a hydroponic watering system that uses AI, and I love it because it's super compact and you can grow up to 30 plants in only 2 square feet, and it's so low maintenance. After you insert the Y pods and fill up the watering tank, it uses AI and sensors to let you know when you need more water. It waters your plants for you. So it's a super convenient way to grow a garden, especially if you're limited on space or don't want to deal with growing a garden outside. I actually do grow a garden outside, but I love growing my herbs and leafy greens in here because one, I can do it year round, and I love how low maintenance it is. I got my dill. I'm gonna get some kale now. I'm not gonna lie, these lights are so bright and effective, but they're really hard to film like me with the plant. So I'm gonna hide in this corner here while I harvest my kale. So I have the Garden 4.0, which I absolutely love. I used the Garden 3.0 before, and I also love that. But the great thing about the 4.0 is that it's 20% more efficient and it has tighter columns. So it's a lot easier to clean and maintain, but it still has all the great things about all of the other garden home systems. You know, I think I'm gonna get a little parsley too. I also love the garden app that comes with your home kit. It makes it super easy to order more plants. They have a ton of different varieties, and you can check on the real-time water level of your tank. It gives you tasks and tells you when to complete certain tasks for your tank maintenance. Here's my little garden harvest for my lunch. I love how I didn't have to leave my house to get it. So if you guys want to check out Garden, they offered me a special discount code for you guys. You can use the code from my bowl, and when you purchase a garden home kit model, you'll get a free $50 gift card, which you could use on a membership or future plant purchases. I absolutely love having this in my house. I'm so excited to have like fresh basil and herbs and lettuces all through the winter too. And it's a great way to add more veggies in your diet because they're already here in your house. They look so good and you just want to use them because they're so fresh and fragrant. So I'm gonna go take this and turn it into my lunch. That's so crooked. And now it's too low, so I'm just gonna... I love a good sandwich, especially in the summer. I feel like it's a great way to use summer produce, and they're also usually so quick and easy. So I washed off all of my garden herbs, and I actually want to try that like viral chopped salad trend. I actually think I made a wrap in the last video I did where I showed you my spring garden, but I wanted to make like a chickpea salad sort of sandwich for lunch. Kind of like chicken salad, but like with more veggies because that's what I'm craving. But I think I'm just gonna chop it all on my cutting board like I did in the other video. So we're gonna see how that goes. I did not open this well. Guys, my parents gave me this can opener because they bought a new one for their house when I moved to college. So that's how old that is. So maybe this is my sign to get a new one. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna drain these. Chickpeas have been drained. I'm gonna chop the kale first, just because when I make kale and like salads and sandwiches, I usually massage it first, but I don't wanna like add dressing to it on my cutting board. So I think I'm just gonna do this with my hands, you know, take out the stress of the day on my kale. I'm just gonna start by chopping this just because I do want it to be more finely chopped. Now I'm gonna add the chickpeas. I think I'm gonna do like a cup. Is that gonna be too much? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. And I'm just gonna add my herbs on top. I got my parsley and dill because I think those are gonna need to be pretty chopped up too. Because again, I'm just gonna eat the stems, guys. It's extra fiber. Honestly, a lot of herbs, if you finely chop the stems, I would use the stems. I use the stems for cilantro all the time because it has just as much flavor as the leaves. Okay, fine, I will admit. The little stems that are popping out, I'm just gonna compost. But I do usually finely chop my cilantro stems and use that like in the cooked recipe and then just garnish with the leaves. Because herbs are, yeah, already pretty relatively cheap, but you save even more money, make your herbs last even longer when you use all parts of them. Okay, we're looking pretty good. This is just a big chopped mess. So now we're gonna need something to coagulate it. I want to add some tang. I'm not really in the mood for mayo today though, so let's see what I have in my fridge. I forgot I had this roasted red pepper hummus. So it's like chickpeas on chickpeas, but I'm gonna add it to all of that. I'm also gonna add a little Dijon mustard just because I think that's gonna be good. I love mustard in pretty much anything. And I do want a little more acid. So I found this like really shriveled, this is a zero waste recipe, guys, okay? I found this really shriveled lemon half that still looks perfectly fine. I just didn't cover it. So I'm gonna add some of this lemon juice. Also gonna add some black pepper. And I have pickled radishes. I feel like this will add a nice fun pop of color, but I'm just gonna put them on the sandwich at the end. So now I'm gonna mix all of this up again, then transfer it to my sandwich. I've been on an untoasted bread kick lately with radishes, and that's it. I did only have 2 pieces of bread left, and this is the butt, but it's okay. We're just gonna pretend it's not. And you know, again, zero waste recipe like I was saying. I'm gonna do a taste test though. Honestly, for like a 15-minute meal, pretty good. I got more computer work to do, so I'm going to go eat this and work on that. I'm honestly feeling a little bummed right now. I was planning on taking the dogs to our favorite swimming area and playing with them this afternoon and maybe stopping work a little bit early, but I don't know if you guys can see from this video because of the phone auto white balance, but there's some fires in the area, not super close to us, so it's not dangerous, but you can see how the light looks kind of like a little more yellow. It's more yellowish red in person. So I don't think we're gonna go. Hey, Maya. There's no immediate danger, but the air quality is super hazy, so I don't really want them to be running around and playing outside in that, and I don't really want to be running around and playing outside in that, so I think we're just gonna stay inside today. I'm sorry. You know, how about Lily? Lily, that's too much, Lily. You need to turn that around. To be honest, I haven't been having the best week mentally anyways. I don't really know how to put this feeling into words, but I feel like when you're a kid, summer is just the best because you have a break from school. You just have these like awesome days where even if you're not doing anything, it just has that feeling, you know, of just like happiness and relaxation. As I've gotten older, I'm constantly chasing that, but it's never quite the same, you know, because you're not young. You have a greater sense of the world. You have a job and other responsibilities. Even when you go on vacation, you come back the next week and you have work to do and priorities to do and your house is a mess and you have to clean the yard or whatever. This isn't me complaining about my life. Like, I know I have a relatively great life. I'm super grateful for it. I just don't know if anyone else can relate. I feel like every summer, at the beginning of summer, I'm so excited and I'm like, I'm gonna have the best summer ever, like just like when I was a kid. I'm gonna do all these things, and I still do things, and I have a great time. But I think it's impossible to ever chase and capture the nostalgia of a like stress responsibility free summer. So if you're younger than me and you still have that, just appreciate it extra for me, will you? Maybe time just gives you rose-colored glasses on everything too. I don't know. I think in my dreams, I want to just have a summer where I don't work at all and get to read all day and go on vacations. But I am not a millionaire or a billionaire, so that's not realistic, and I don't think that's realistic for most people. Like once you become an adult, you gotta work. But we're still gonna make the most of the day, and I'm probably gonna play with the dogs for a little bit to get some of their energy out before I make dinner. I'm going to be making a stir fry for dinner, which should be no surprise because that's one of my go-tos. I cubed some super firm tofu and sprayed it with a little bit of avocado oil and sprinkled with salt and garlic powder. I'm gonna get this in the oven because this takes the longest to roast. My stir fry cravings were inspired by my garden. I have a ton of Thai basil, so I picked quite a bit off. I am obsessed with Thai basil. Honestly, I think it's the best basil, sorry, Italian basil. It just has like this minty, licoricey, basil-y flavor that I think goes great with everything that you would ever want to put basil with, but like adds a little extra oomph. I don't know. Also harvested a lot of this purple pak choi. It's kind of like bok choy, but like tinier leaves. And then one of my jalapenos was pretty ready. It's like a pretty baby jalapeno, but I don't have any Thai chilies. So I thought I would thinly slice this for my stir fry and use that instead. I've also pre-prepped some other veggies as well as some snap peas from my outside garden. I'm just gonna throw this all together with some garlic. I am making a double batch. I love doing that when Dylan is not here and it's just me, because then I have a stir fry ready to reheat for lunch or dinner the next day and it takes way less time. It's been a few hours. I'm FaceTiming with Dylan. Say hi.
Hello.
Love you too. Good night. Got Maya. And if you can hear, Dave's down here purring away. I did my nightly Duolingo. Gonna go upstairs, read for like 10 minutes, and then try to get a good night's sleep. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching and virtually hanging out with me. Thanks again to Garden for sponsoring this video. Don't forget you can get a $50 gift card with code from my bowl with purchase of a garden at home kit. And the link is just in the description of this video. Yeah, Davey, you want to say bye, Dave? Honestly, he looks like he's gonna bite me if I try to pick him up, so you'll just have to hear his purrs. All right, I will talk to you guys later and see you in a future video. Good night, bye.